All right, well, I'm getting ready to put the locker in. This guy right over here. Oh, this is the ox locker. Oh, this has this ring. It slips down, which you can't move, and locks it up. So problem is this ring right here hits the pinion on these. So two ways to go about it. Last one I did, I shaved, I don't remember even what it was, 1/8 inch or something like that off the face. And then I watched a bunch of other guys, Diesel Freaks, different people, they shaved these down a little on a 45. So I'm gonna go ahead and shave a little off the face, shave these down a little 45, do both, because I ain't pulling it back apart. So what I did last time seemed to work. I just made a little cut across here, 1/8 inch deep or whatever I wanted to go, and then I started grinding, and that gave me a guide to how far to go. And then I'll hit the edges a little. Hopefully it works. All right, get some glasses on here. This is some hard steel. Last time I did it too, I caught myself on fire, but we're gonna hope that don't happen this time. Well, that's about a, I don't know, fat 1/16. Oh, almost 1/8. No, probably not quite, but it looks like plenty, so that's what we're gonna go with. Oh, I don't want to go too much. All right, we got that. Put these things on. This plenty loud. All right, plug in this grinder. One way or another, we'll get this right. If not, I got a brand new ring and pinion sitting up there that you don't have to shave down. Aftermarket one. All right, here we go. About halfway there. Almost to the mark. You don't want to go too fast, mess something up here. How hot's that getting? It's getting pretty warm. But your pinion gets pretty warm inside your rig anyways. But it cools down slow in that oil. So you don't want to get too hot. Give that a minute. Alright, well, I turned the camera off. Y'all didn't see what I did, or you seen the first part. Now you're gonna see, just listen to what the last part was. So I went through and I grinded down till those, it was about, 3/30 seconds, so a little more than 1/16 marks here. I ground it all down flush, and then I took a grinder and I hit these corners on, I don't know, about 30-degree angle, knocked them off, and then I went over and spun it on this till it looked like that. Nice, clean. I mean, it ain't perfect, but there's a little scratchy still seeing it there, but good enough, shouldn't hit. So I'm gonna go blow it all off good and wash it off and install. So we'll be heading over to do that next. Here we go. All right, well, I got the pinion in here, dropped it in here and held on to it, pounded on there, or the washer or socket, till I got enough to get this guy on there and nut started. Now I got all the slop out of it just by torquing it down by hand here, but spinning good, barely any resistance, no slop up or down, but it ain't quite enough. Needs a little more pressure on it. I think they call for, I don't know, 12 inch-pounds on this, but I think that's with a dry bearing, when you're first setting it up. I'm looking for, I don't know, 4 inch-pounds or something. So I gotta tighten this guy, and how am I tightening it? I'm gonna try this. Well, I got a couple turns. Still spinning pretty easy. So we'll get her a little tighter here. Just looking for just the right feel. Well, that ain't working. Let's see, maybe I gotta turn the wrench around this way. Oh, see right there, it just got tight. Ugh. What does that feel? It was a little stiff right when I first went to go turn it. I was like, oh, that ain't no good. But after I spin it for a second, that feels good. A little oil gets up in there. That's probably about right. That feels about 6 inch-pounds. So, all right. Well, we're gonna go with that. Perfect. All right. Well, pinion's installed. Now it's time to get the rest of this carrier put together. Don't forget, look at your nuts when you're unbolting your ring gear off. So, right here, left hand thread has a L on it. And you probably hell getting that off now if you don't pay attention to that, because most of them are right hand thread. So I just got to get this guy bolted on here. Toss her back in. All right, we'll get to it. Howdy. So we're getting that ox locker and RCVs put in today. The rest of the way, well, we got it already part way done, but we got the locker up in there. Went ahead this morning and popped that out and pressed the bearings off and got the shims out of there and figure out what size. So you got to use the different shims because they're bigger, but you got to get these off to see what size the shims. So on this side has this one skinny one, and then on the ring gear side it has these 3 right here. Now this is the 3rd ox locker I've installed, and I've come to figure out something here with these guys. Now you swap the shims. So you take these 3 that are on the ring gear side, and on the other one you put them on the opposite side, and then you take the one that was on the other side and you put it on the ring gear side, and then it comes out perfect almost every time. So we got that on there, and then just got the bolts snugged up here. Still got to torque it all down, but figure show you here. Got it set up on pretty close centered tooth. Clipped it up above. These Harbor Freight gauges don't like to work very good. So, but what you're, I don't know if you can see that or not. I got it set at 10 thousandths. So, I don't know. It seems like they recommend, I think it's 6 to 8 thousandths on these, or maybe it's 6 to 10. So I always set them at 5 or 6. I like them a little tight. But, and then last time I was having the Roxor worked on, because getting a bunch of metal in the ox locker and had to have a mechanic double check me, I had it set at 6, and he opened it up to 10. Said should be a little looser with those gears and stuff, get more oil in there. Well, I like it tighter, but you know, I'm not going to pull that back out. It's within specs. It went in first try. Good to go. So we just got to run a pattern on it, make sure it's eating good, because I had to pull the pinion out and everything, which I didn't change pinion depth. I just shaved the end and put it back in. So most likely the pattern's good, and should be good to go. All right, well, we'll get this sucker in and go from there. All right, well, getting ready to slide this RCV in here. Went ahead and put grease all around the tip here. Give her a little lube going through that seal. You don't want to rip your seal in there. And then you just line her up best you can. You know, put a gap there, slide it in. All right, we're gonna re-grab back here. Line, center that, and just go nice and slow. And there's that alignment thing in there, a piece of metal. I think it's going through that right now. Maybe. Oh no, it's right there. Oh, see, going through the piece of metal. Give it a little spin. Make sure it's going through the seal good. Sometimes you gotta give us a little tap. It'll catch right there. But she's in. That's all there is to it. So, all right, well, we got that on there. I made sure I held the lock ring over, made sure the pinion wasn't hitting the lock ring on the aux locker. So now I just gotta put this back together. So, and then fix the steering. All right, well, we'll get to it here.